Good morning and welcome to Morning Moments. I'm so glad that you came to join us today. I have an actress, and I know I have a lot of actors and actresses on, but here's an actress from all the way from Arkansas. And she's not only an actress, but she is the president of the Women in Films of Arkansas. And I'm sure she'll tell you about that. Uh, Becky Bartlett, welcome to Morning Moments.
Hey, Andy, thank you so much for having me.
Tell me about yourself. Tell me, what do you do and why do you do it?
Okay, well, you said a little bit of it. I do a bunch. I am actually a wife and a mom of three daughters and a stepmom of three bonus children. So our house is always hopping, keeping me busy. And like you said, I'm also an actress. I started later in life and really, really enjoying that. And I'm also running a nonprofit organization that is Women in Film of Arkansas. But to let you know, with all of that on my plate, I am all about balance. And I've discovered, the longer I live, life is really about balance. It's the rhythm of life, getting up around the same time, going to bed around the same time. And, we've always heard spiritual, physical, and mental. That is a huge component of my day every day. Spiritually, I get up in the morning, I have my quiet time with God, just getting into the word, and that's the grounding foundation of my day. And then physical, I really feel like our bodies are just meant to be exerted and, for heart health and bone and strength and all that good stuff. So that's super important too. It's just part of the dynamic. And then mental, it's important no matter what you're doing in life. You're working outside the home, stay-at-home mom, student, whatever, to keep your brain extremely active. And so that is what I do too. I'm constantly learning, and part of my job with acting is to memorize scripts. So that's a huge component of memorization is keeping that brain active too. So yeah, and I think just also becoming a critical thinker. Think a lot what's going on in the world today. It's important to do research and be a critical thinker and all of that as well. So that's part of what I do, is just trying to keep the balance and the rhythm of life, because God is a God of order and not of chaos. So that helps me. But back to what you said, like, what do I do? So acting, I actually came across that later in life. After college, I got into marketing, and then I was a stay-at-home mom. Then I got into Taekwondo. I literally raised my kids on the mat. Did that for a good decade, and I competed, and I became an instructor, and I refed, and then just with some life changes, I kind of just discovered acting along the way. I had a family member that was teaching a class when I was living in Oklahoma, Brian Shoup, and I honestly didn't intend on it being anything more than a fun weekend workshop, something different to do. But I got bit by the bug, and I decided, this is a part of the brain that I can really explore and, dig into this. And it's way harder than you would imagine. That's why not everybody, makes it. And so it's character development and creating a backstory, of course, memorization, and just being able to be real and authentic in that made up world, and to also bring dignity to a character, whether they're real or made up. So it's all just a craft that I just thoroughly am enjoying. And I've done, let's see, some hosting, let's see, what else have I done? I guess I've just gotten into voiceover. That's an exciting thing for commercials, and also for an upcoming episodic animated series I'm super excited about. But also commercial work. That's a huge part of what I do. My desire is to get into more of the feature films. I love the Kendrick brothers, Irwin brothers, all the brothers. And so thankfully, I actually came across a wonderful agent, Jean Wenger of Treasure Coast Talent Agency. And I was very fortunate to get on her roster list early on. And she knows my heart. And she is helping me tremendously make these connections and hone in the craft and follow the desire of my heart. I know that that's a long answer, but you did ask, why do I do it? The reason I wanted to get into acting was I really love stories that have a bigger impact than just what you're seeing. Like it sticks with you after the credits. Stories of redemption and hope, stories that could change someone's life. And that's what I love. I would love to be more active in that particular storytelling process. And like I said, giving dignity to a character. I find it amazingly challenging and rewarding at the same time. So that is my heart. And then also President of Women in Film, that I'm very, very honored. I was just newly elected back in August. It's a nonprofit organization, and it has been a wonderful opportunity just to connect with people in Arkansas and network and help promote them as well and bring more films to Arkansas.
It's amazing how your journey, where God takes you. And it's, sometimes when we think about our Christian walk, everyone just thinks that it's all wonderful, and you got to this point with just a happy little journey. But God has just always helped take people from here to there if they just commit their ways to Him. And He says, okay, I've got great things in store for you if you commit to me and if you just listen to me. And you've had all these blessings and favor that God's given it. God's done this in stages for your life, hasn't He?
Oh, definitely, Andy. And I don't want to leave this interview with people thinking that everything's perfect and everything was super easy for me. It definitely is not. Everything is hard work. There's a verse that I love, Colossians 3:23, and it says, whatever you do, do it with all of your heart for the Lord and not for man. And that is super important, to just keep myself humble and be less of me and more about what the big picture is, which is living every day for Christ. And so that's super important for me. And back when I was a stay-at-home mom folding laundry, I was doing it for the Lord. Something mundane could be still, I'm going to do whatever I'm doing for Him. I'm going to memorize the script and I'm going to be the best person I can be on set. I'm going to be a light, just keeping all of that in perspective, less of me and more of Him. And yeah, definitely. I've had some trials in my life for sure, which is what actually led into the acting thing. Marriage ended and God was faithful to me during that whole time. And I am remarried now, but it's okay. We have seasons of life. We have grief and we have joy. We have lots of seasons. And it's important to be gentle with each other and, help each other up. We all need that at different times. And so, yeah, definitely it's been a journey for me, and I have seen Him be with me every step of the way. And so that is why I would love to honor Him in this industry. And sometimes, of course, as you know, in this industry, He is not honored. And so I feel like it's important to be a vocal presence where I have boundaries, yet I try to bring grace and integrity and authenticity to every role that I take on.
And with somebody that has so many, and we all do, different slashes in our life: actress, mom, teacher, instructor of martial arts, and you could go on and on of all the things that God has put us through. Our relationship with God is what keeps us steadfast, firm, and keeps us on a foundation we need. And so many people look at folks and they just think that, they just got there just by wonderful. God's done wonderful things to them, but He can't do wonderful things for me. And I want to let everybody know it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what God has got for you. He's got a plan, a purpose, and a hope for you as well. And as you find God's purpose plan for you, say, God, I just want you to use me just like He's used Becky and just like He's used other folks. Use me to the glory of you, Lord, and God will hear your prayer.
Yeah, that's exactly true. Yeah, it's a good reminder, and not to look at what else someone else is doing or maybe how far they've come, but to instead bring it back to your life and be the best that you can be in your life and being blessing to others and just be willing to be used, by God in whatever capacity you are, whatever industry you're in.
I'm going to put the information down below and site where you could see the movie she's in and the project she's working in and things that God's used Becky in already and in the future. But more important than that, I want folks as they hear this interview to take a few moments and pray for Becky and her family, and pray that God would continue to be with them, and that God would continue to use Becky and her family for the glory of the kingdom.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that.
Thank you for joining me for Morning Moments. For those of you who've heard this before, and maybe you've seen this interview and says, I know that there's somebody that needs to hear this. Please pass it on, and keep coming back for some more Morning Moments. And may God richly bless you. Thank you so much.